Hey guys, it's Malol here. Thanks for joining me in this video. I wanted to do something really fast to show you something that's really important to me and to most of you, I hope. It's basically I've seen a pattern that keeps repeating itself in my students and people that I work with, and in general, everybody that's a lot of people that are doing e-com and Facebook ads. So it's related to my last video. I don't know if you've seen it, but on how to basically find the audiences that are more likely to buy, more likely to convert. It's related to that. Okay, it's something that might improve your business, like triple the results sometimes, because you're gonna notice that even if you think you're targeting the passionate audience and the people that you think are more likely to convert, more likely to buy, you can do a better job in really just like 2 steps. That's what I'm gonna show you right now. So I'm gonna make it really quick so you can just like immediately implement it. So if you've seen my last video on how to find the buyers in your niche, how to find the converters in your niche, these are the audiences that I found in the phishing niche, that the most targeted audiences and interests. Now you might think that it's gonna be enough to just send an ad to all of these and it's gonna work perfectly for you. Well, some of the times it is the case. Sometimes when you are gonna shoot an ad to these audiences, you're gonna see really good results. But sometimes that's not the case and you need to do a little bit more work. What do I mean by that? Let's make an ad. Okay, let's just do an ad for a second so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. Let's just, for example, let's go with fishing shirt. PP, it really doesn't matter. I just wanna do it really quickly so we can get to the targeting part. Okay, there we go. Fishing shirt, Okay, so we're gonna edit that and we're gonna go right up to the targeting. Excellent. So first of all, what I've showed you in the last video is basically to divide it into categories. Remember, divide it into websites, magazines, subscription stores, personas, etc., etc. Now above that, sometimes that's not going to be enough to really get to your buyers, to really get to your targeted audience. Okay, so really fast, I'm going to take the store category. For example, I'm going to put it on my targeting. So I'm going to pause the video, and when I finish, I'm going to come back. Okay, so I'm done. I wrote down all the interests of my store category, and I ended up with 2.3 million people in the United States that are interested in any of these interests, which you know are extremely targeted from what we've seen in my last video. Now you might think that, okay, now we're targeting 2.3 million people that are extremely targeted. Yes and no. First of all, yes, these interests are really targeted, but we can do a lot better than that. We can do a lot more better than that, because think about it this way. Basically, we're targeting people that like any one of these interests. Okay, so it's enough for me to just like a picture that Pen Fishing published sometime, and that's it. I'm one of those 285,000 people. Okay, now if we're selling something that's related to fishing, we don't just want people that are remotely related to these interests. We want the passionate people that are related to fishing, the people that go out a few times a week to fish, the people that buy fishing clothing, the people that buy fishing rods. Okay, we want the passionate buyers, the passionate people that dream about fishing. How do we do that? Okay, first of all, we can try to send an ad to this 2.3 million people. It might work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't mean that the audiences aren't good. It means that you are still not targeted enough. So what I usually do to really dial in even deeper than this is, first of all, I start to narrow the audience. Okay, now how do I do that? I look for the biggest interest, the one with the most people, okay? And then I put it here. Okay, so for example, let's look for the one with the biggest. We got Abu Garcia with 600,000. We got Berkeley Fishing with 1 million. Let's see if we can find something that's even bigger. Here, ugly stick is 1.1 million. Okay, so we're gonna remove that, and we're gonna put it here. Okay. Now we're down to 630,000 people. Now what this basically gave us is are people that are related to one of these interests and have to be related to ugly stick. Okay, you get it? So already now, these 630,000 people are much more targeted than the 2.3 billion people that we saw before. Because now they have to love one of these interests and they have to love ugly stick. So they have to love at least two niche interests or audiences that are related to fishing. You get it? Now I like to go up to about 100 to 200,000 people. That's like my sweet spot. Okay, so if we're gonna basically continue to narrow even further than that and dial even deeper into the niche. So we're gonna look for the highest one. If I remember correctly, yeah, it was Berkeley fishing. We're gonna remove that. And we are going to just put that in. And now we're up to 360,000. Okay, now these 360,000 are even more dialed in than the 600,000 from before. But we're gonna go even more into the niche. Okay, and we're gonna find another one that's pretty big. Abu Garcia 600,000. Let's see if I can find Pelagic as well. Is pretty good. Okay, Abu Garcia is the biggest, so we're gonna remove that. And again, narrow further, Abu Garcia. Okay, we got 210,000 people, okay? Now I'm gonna try it one more time. It might happen that if I do it one more time, it might be less than 100,000, and that's not gonna be good for us. But we're gonna give it a shot anyway. 600,000, we got Pelagic. Okay, let's remove that. 600. Okay, now we're up to 60,000, which is, like I said, I don't like that number. I like something that's over 100,000. But what I usually do at cases like this, I usually add in the same section a few more interests to pump it up to 100,000. So I'm gonna look for the biggest ones again and see what I can find. So we got AFTCO, which is 317,000. And we got SA Fishing. So, was that? No, I don't think so. SA Fishing, first of all. NF. 1 second. I forgot the name of it. Let me open up my interests again. Okay, so it was AFTCO. There you go. Now let's see how I am now. Here, there you go. Now I'm on 100,000 people. So basically, if I'm around 100,000 on my last one, I usually just add a few more to really get that up to 100,000. Now what you have here are basically 100,000 people that have to love one of these interests, have to love ugly stick, have to love Berkeley fishing, have to love Abu Garcia, and have to love one of these three interests. So you understand how from 2.3 million upward to 2.6 million, I don't remember, how we got to 100,000 people. Now, these 100,000 people are the most targeted of that 2.6 million because they have to love at least 5 fishing interests. Okay, now if they love 5 fishing interests, that already means that they're not just they didn't just like a fishing photo. It really means that they are people that shop for fishing gear, people that actually go out to do fishing, people that are a lot more related to the fishing niche. Make sense? Excellent. Now you might think that 100,000 people is your whole audience. Well, that's not true. Another thing that I really like to do is I usually start with a very targeted audience when I'm going into a new niche, when my pixel is a new pixel and I don't have enough fires on it. And then once I start getting sales and I start getting conversions, if it's even view contents or add to carts, I usually start to transition into the more broader audiences. That way, the pixel will do most of my work and not the audience. Okay, the newer the pixel, the more targeted you need your audience to be. The more cells, the more mature your pixel gets, the less targeted your audience needs to be. Seriously, sometimes after I have a few thousands of cells, I usually just send an ad to the United States with a conversion pixel of purchase or add to cart, and then it automatically just gives me the right segments of people to show the ad to. You understand? So yeah, that's about it. You can really do that with any niche. Just take all of the interests and start removing the biggest ones and intersecting them. Okay, until you get to about 100 to 200,000. Okay? Any questions, anything, don't be shy, contact me. I'll be glad to help. Bye guys.